coming at you on YouTube. I am making this video because I promised I would, because I won the Nvidia Shield contest on Twitter. And I'm really excited because I've been looking at these since they came out. I saw them even when they were being demoed and introduced, and I was like, oh, what a cool thing. So I got it in the mail today. Now, unfortunately, or I guess they couldn't resist, my kids have decided to open the brown box. So the brown box has already been cut open, and we had some technical difficulties earlier, and I did a whole unboxing video, and all of it was gone. So some of the wrapping has already been removed from the devices, so I'm unboxing it, even though I've unboxed it once already, just for you. So, with no further ado, I'm going to start with the accessories. In addition to the actual shield itself, it came with 3 different Nyko accessories to make the experience even cooler. So the first one I've got here is the Shield Link, and all this really is basically a mini HDMI cable going to a regular HDMI cable that plugs into the Nvidia Shield that allows you to play it on a television screen in full 1080p, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, 1080p. Which is sweet. Alright, the next thing I've got is the the Nyko Power Kit. This is what a wall jack, a charging cord, which is, these are additional because the Shield actually comes with one, and the car adapter, so I can drive with my knees and play the Shield while I'm going on the highway. Watch out, everybody. Pretty cool. Alright, and then the last accessory, which is probably one of the coolest, this is the Nyko Shield TV dock. Now this thing here is pretty neat. Basically, you can dock your Shield. I don't know if you can see the picture. Is it in 3D, or what do you think? This one allows you to dock your Shield. You put it into this cradle, and then this connects to your TV, so you could basically turn it into a console. Now, if you wanted to play it like a console where you don't have to use the controller while it's on the dock, you probably need to pick up a Bluetooth controller. Nyko's got one that really resembles the Shield or Xbox 360 controller. It's kind of slopes like the Xbox One almost. But in order for this to be a true console, I mean, it's like an Ouya times 10 processor-wise. But to make this like a, and that's not real math, I know it's not real math, to make this like a console, you're going to have to buy a Bluetooth controller. But either way, I may do that. They're only like 15 bucks, just because, you know, awesome. I can play Portal and Half-Life 2 on my TV with my Shield. That's awesome. Alright, and finally, the Shield itself, complete with its high-tech, super cool looking green package. Now, I've already removed, this is my daughter, Serenity. I've already removed all this tape, so this will be pretty easy to open. You've got the top, which slides off. You know, it's pretty minimalistic, which is good. It doesn't look really crowded. Something that Apple's typically really good at. And then you've got the box itself, which is pretty cool also. You got the little Shield icon, the Nvidia, the way it's meant to be played. Oh, and this one here says inspired by gamers built by Nvidia. Alright, now this one here, you open the top, and there's the baby. The Nvidia Shield right there. Now, before I get to the Shield, which, by the way, like I said, all the packing's gone because I've already opened it once trying to do a video earlier. We're still recording, right?
Yeah.
Good. Alright, cut it out. So, in addition to the Shield itself, which I'll talk about here in a second, you've got the documentation, which I've already opened it once. It's a big poster that has the description of the Shield, and then it has some more stuff on the back. This is kind of sort of the instruction booklet. And then you've got another AC adapter, this one with a nifty little Nvidia logo on it. And then you've got the wire itself, which has also got the Shield logo, and it's got a little Shield logo on the actual USB, which is cool. That way I don't get it mixed up. Although, all it is really just a little mini USB. So they went the compatibility route, which is great, because it's hard enough dealing with the lightning cables on an Apple iPhone anyways. Alright, now, so here we have the device itself, the Nvidia Shield. Pretty slick. It's got a really nice texture to it, it's thick, and it resembles pretty closely a 360s type of curve on the back here. Very comfortable. I've got my 3DS here as a sort of an example of the size of the Shield. As you can see, it's pretty similar width and in height too. It's hard to show you exactly. Here, look, it's an Nvidia Shield or 2. Anyway, bad jokes aside. Weight-wise, this is definitely heavier than the 3DS. It's newer technology. Obviously, it crushes the 3DS in processing power. So, I don't know if that equates to weight directly, but just for a perspective's sake, this is probably close to twice as heavy as this, which isn't a problem. We'll see how it does on long gaming escapades. But as you can see, pretty slick. It's got nice rubber texture here, so it's good, pleasant to hold. You've got the typical triggers, the typical buttons here, and on the back here, are you getting the back? Can you see it?
Yeah.
You've got the HDMI mini, you've got a micro SD card slot, looks like. You've got the mini USB, and you got a headphone jack, so don't bother my wife when I'm laying next to her sleeping, or she's sleeping and I'm playing my Shield. Now, the Shield itself, I noticed that the shield on the Shield comes off to expose the serial number, which I'm not showing you. But it's pretty cool. I'm not sure why it does that, but I guess they thought it was cool. If I find out why, I'll be enlightened. Alright, so the Shield itself, it's got a neat little green vent here. It says Nvidia Shield. And then you open it up, and there's your screen. It is a 1080p capable touchscreen interface. So this has got a what's the word I'm looking for? I've forgotten what it's called. But it's a touchscreen that's not like the 3DS. It's like an iPhone or an Android phone, which it should be because it's an Android operating system device. And then the controller itself, you can see it's formatted basically like, well, this is more like a PlayStation controller because the sticks are on the bottom. But it's got a full D-pad here. I don't know if it's 8-way, I don't remember. You've got a pair of stereo speakers, which I remember reading that were actually pretty decent. The buttons have nice tactile feedback, which they should. And even the sticks have their own button like normally. And you've got the 4 buttons here. I'm not going to turn it on right now because typically stuff with rechargeable batteries requires some charging time so you don't wreck it when you start it. So I'll boot it up myself later. And I'll get to enjoy it myself. And just so another form of perspective here, if I open my 3DS, you can see the difference in size here. Obviously the Shield is a little bigger. The screen looks like it's a little bigger too. A little taller. Not much, a little taller. And of course it's got the dual thumbsticks. So that is the Nvidia Shield. I'm super stoked about taking it and playing with it now because I won it in a contest and I'm awesome and I'm happy about it and I'm thrilled. Now the next thing I got to do is buy a better graphics card so I can stream my Steam games to this thing too, which will be awesome. Alright guys, this is Weapon Lord Zero. Take it easy. Thank you very much. Be good. Have a good one. Bye now.